You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Young and the Restless fans, Phyllis Summers is totally losing it, and she's ready to cause chaos as she sets out on a quest for revenge against more than one person in Genoa City. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to talk about some wild and wicked things that Phyllis may do as she spirals further out of control. All right, so right now, Daniel Romalotti rejected her bid for them to work together, at least for now. Summer Newman's left town, and Billy Abbott ditched her. Phyllis has no job. Her kids aren't engaging much with her, and she's got no man and no prospects. It's not a good time in her life, let's be real. Phyllis is on a very destructive path. She's hurt. She's ready to lash out at Billy and Sally and several others. So we're going to dive into some just extreme things Phyllis may do to make her enemies and rivals pay as she comes totally unglued in coming weeks. We've got a couple of weeks of sweeps left, and Phyllis may be the fireworks that goes off. So first and foremost, she's furious with Billy for firing her from AbbottCom, and she is certain that Sally was running some sort of long con to steal her job. And this week, Phyllis snatches Billy's phone when he's not looking, and she steals Aristotle Dumas' contact info. Later this week, Phyllis reaches out to Dumas. So Phyllis may be conspiring with the guy against both Billy and Victor. So Phyllis may pitch this idea to kill two birds with one stone, take down Victor, take down Billy. This week, Phyllis makes a pitch to Victor to give him some dirt about Billy, but never forget, Phyllis loathes Victor. Even as mad as she is at Billy right now, Phyllis hates Victor to his core. Here's why, if you don't remember, years ago, Victor replaced Jack with that doppelganger, drug lord Marco Anicelli. Victor put that creepy criminal in Phyllis's bed pretending to be Jack, whom Victor had kidnapped and stashed away. So basically, Phyllis was being raped because she did not consent to sleep with Marco, and that was Victor's heinous plot. Understandably, Phyllis is never going to get over this, and she still hates Victor for it. I don't blame her. So right now, Phyllis is acting like she wants to help Victor take Billy down, but Phyllis might secretly be plotting to destroy Billy Boy and the mustache in one fell swoop. The second thing Phyllis might do is set aside her hatred for Victor temporarily and actually do some conspiring with him. She's angrier at Billy and Sally right now than she is with Victor, so Phyllis may backburner her past anger at Victor, not get rid of it, but just set it aside. And Phyllis may give dirty info to Victor about Billy and his business plans for AbbottCom. That way Victor can have Adam publish scathing info on Newman Media, or he could foil Billy's plans by revealing them publicly, just dirty stuff. If Phyllis isn't going to get to be part of AbbottCom, she may help Victor run it into the ground before it ever gets a chance to launch, and she could drag Billy and Sally's names through the mud. The third thing Phyllis might do is get in deep with Victor and engage with some of his other heinous plots he's got cooking. He may convince Phyllis they have common enemies and agendas, and one of those could be about Kyle. Victor may convince Phyllis to conspire with his other minion, Audra, to split up Kyle and Claire. Victor may tell Phyllis that Kyle should pay because he's the reason Summer left for Italy. Victor could say that if Kyle had reunited with Summer like she wanted, Phyllis's daughter wouldn't have left town, which is probably true. She would have sorted out the Marchetti issues and stuck around. But because Kyle's getting more serious with Claire, it looks like Summer lost hope and left. According to Victor, that could be his angle. He might get in Phyllis's head about Kyle being awful and how much he hurts Summer, or it could just happen organically while Phyllis is scheming and being a wackadoo that she falls in with Audra and decides to help break up Kyle and Claire just for spite because Phyllis hates that Summer left and obviously she misses her. She was an important part of Phyllis's support system. All right, fourth, and this would be absolutely terrible but predictable, Phyllis may target Christine and Danny yet again. In just a couple of weeks, Laura Lee Bell and Michael Damian are back to Young and the Restless. I would guess Christine Williams and Danny Romalotti may come back in time for Nikki's big birthday shindig that Claire starts planning this week. And Hurricane Phyllis may target Christine and Danny once more. Phyllis obviously hates that Christine ended up with Danny. And since Phyllis is hanging by a thread, she's lonely, coming unhinged, she may make yet another play for Danny. Plus, Phyllis is fixating on things to occupy her and keep her mind off this residual trauma. So yeah, I could totally see her obsessing over Danny again. If you recall, Phyllis tried every desperate play in the book. She was in that trench coat with just lingerie under it. She was throwing herself at him, basically stalking Danny, the usual moves in the Phyllis fixated playbook. So when Danny and Christine return in early June, Phyllis may be back to torment Christine and try to tempt Danny away from the woman he loves. All right, fifth and finally, the last thing Phyllis might do is try to alienate Sharon and get her off her back and ruin their newfound peace. And Phyllis may do it simply because Sharon tries to help her. There's no question Phyllis is spiraling. There's lingering trauma from the kidnapping. Her support system has dwindled to almost no one. Daniel's got his own issues. Summer's gone. Billy had to cut her loose, and she's not had a man since God knows when. It's easy to see that Phyllis needs professional help, some sort of intervention, therapy, counseling, medication, maybe even an inpatient timeout to get her head on straight and work through those issues after the torment she endured from Martin Laurent. This week, Sharon sees Phyllis in a tough spot and tries to reach out to her, and Sharon may pull Nick into it as well, given some other recent spoilers, but Phyllis thinks she's fine, and so she may lash out at Sharon when she tries to help her. I doubt Phyllis will get Sharon to back down, though, and Sharon might actually be the one to save Phyllis from herself with an assist from Nick. The question is, how many of these wicked moves will Phyllis make before someone gets her to stop, take a step back, and realize she needs help?
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.